the challenges you face in terms of attracting and keeping talent, as you project for further growth?
When the company grows to a certain extent, not everybody can take it to the next level. Some will be actually reach a limit, for example, on that basis, right? Organization has gone to a different dimension. Then inevitably, you need to bring in new talent. That crossroad is actually the most difficult, because how do you work out in a way that you have loyal, very capable employees that have worked with you in that area, but you know that you move your organization to another level, and then you need some people along that level where some can be there, some are not able to be there. And then you need to bring in more talents into the organization. That is the kind of a transformation that we are going through now. Right? So we bring in quite senior management in, because not all our people can move to that space. And we are all over, so we need to run all over. And not everyone are prepared to go to different countries and so on. You have a few that are prepared to, some they are not. And we cannot force them, right, on that basis. And I have a very simple philosophy in the way that we manage our business. Anybody that joins YCH, I will feel a failure in myself if we don't develop that person to the fullest potential. Fullest potential. So now we're actually revamping our whole program, our talent development program, to ensure that we could put people more, so that there's more chances of more of our inner people able to take this high position, right? Rather than for us to be bringing in new talents all the time. New talent is good and bad. Huh? Some new talent set different direction, different ways of looking at managing the business, right? But at the same time, there are challenges in terms of culture, right? So not easy for everybody to fit the way that we've been running, because we run quite a unique family enterprise on that basis.
Tell us also maybe some of the challenges you have faced, in leading and managing people, not only in Singapore, but as you expand regionally, how to manage people across cultures, geographies.
We have decided to basically empower, right, our people, decentralize more and allow them to make decisions. So I am very, very much a person who will actually encourage people to try. Right? The sky's the limit. Push yourself to the limit. I even encourage people to make mistakes. Right? We don't penalize people for making mistakes. Right? We have an open policy. Make a mistake. Learn from the mistake. But we will not tolerate people who make the same mistake. That's a flip side, right? But as long as you try something, you make the first mistake, no problem. Because if you don't try, you will never be able to push yourself, right, to the next level. So that's the culture that we have. Right? So my leadership style is that. Push it, you try. Don't be afraid to make a decision because you're afraid to make a mistake. I like our management staff to be a lot like an entrepreneur, right? So take it, I always tell them, right, if you go into a project and you want to do something, would you put your own money? You have to be confident enough that you will even put your own money. Better still, you probably pawn whatever you have, sell your house and then put your money in there. That's even a better project. But you said, no, I will not even take the risk. And then why are you recommend to the company? Right? So you have all that kind of things. So I try to make the people, right, the management staff especially, feels that they are the owners themselves. Right? It's something of their own. They feel the pain, right? And they feel the joy we succeed at the same time. So that's how that's my leadership style, to get people involved, engaged. We have a lot of communications with the management. In fact, sharing a lot of our very important business strategies. Not many companies do that, right? We share, because we feel that the communication is very important. And if you look at it from the point of view of our expansion, we are in many countries. So when you run many countries, you have very different people on the ground. And because of the culture, it's all different way of thinking. So that part become the challenge. That part become also the fun part, the learning part for me. As I go into the countries, I get to understand, right, all these different kind of cultural behaviors that will be able then to help me to assimilate into my vision, into my mission and objectives, so that I could create objectives that are easy for these people to execute, for different people to execute. So I think that's how we see that as also as a competitive advantage, because I'm an Asian player. I know the cultures in Asia much better than my competition. And that allows me to be able to be a step ahead when we enter a complicated market like Indonesia, for example. like India, for example. Even China itself, not China is all the same. You go to the northern part, right? Their leaders there behave differently from the southern leaders. Very interesting. They have a different mindset, right? So you must learn how to deal with them.